Hey guys, Marco the dog trainer here. Today we're going to be going over probably one of the most important grooming tools that I own, which is the MetroVac Air Force Commander grooming blow dryer. Now, I was given this as a gift maybe 7 or 8 years ago, and up until that point, I had never used a professional grooming blow dryer before. I was just using like a handheld blow dryer for people. And once I started using this, it completely opened my eyes to how much faster we can get through the bath time routine if we have the right tools. So I have never went back to the regular handheld blow dryer because this gets things done so much faster. Okay. Now, this is, like I said, 7 or 8 years old. So this is like the version 2.0. They have newer models available nowadays. So what I'm going to do is in the video description, I'm going to put links to all the different ones that are available on Amazon. They've got different colors, different attachments. So feel free to check any of that out if you're interested. Now, I should probably also say that I am not a groomer. Okay. I don't know that much about grooming. So a professional groomer might be looking for certain features and functions and bells and whistles. I'm not really sure, but as a just dog owner, a guy that just owns a few dogs and has to give baths once a month and blow dry everybody, this has been perfect for me. Okay. So let's just really quickly go over like the pros and the cons, and then I'm going to show you guys a video of me blow drying my Husky Shepherd mix after his bath, because that's probably the best test of effectiveness of a blow dryer is a Husky Shepherd mix. Okay. So, like I said, this is a pretty straightforward thing. Not a whole bunch of bells and whistles, but basically there's two different settings. One's a little bit stronger, one's a little bit weaker. There's a filter on the back here. So every so often, you might have to unscrew this to take out the filter and clean it. Okay, but I've probably only done that a handful of times since I've owned this. Okay, I'm going to put that back on here. And then, like I said, this comes with a couple different attachments. Now, I, in all honesty, kind of neglected this thing when I first got it. I lost a couple of the attachments that I had. And you'll see there's a little bit of rust on here because I wasn't drying it off when I was done using it. So if I was a little more responsible, I'd probably have it look a little bit nicer, and I'd probably have more attachments to show you. But like I said, you can also buy like replacement attachments online. I think I saw that there's also an attachment that you could use to like inflate like a mattress or like a pool float, something like that. So that's kind of cool too. Some of the other models also have like a deflating option that you can hook the hose on the other side, and it'll help you pull air out of an air mattress or a float or something like that. But the main appeal to this is just that it's powerful and it will help you get the job done fast. Okay. Now, as far as downsides go, the one thing that I can really think of is that there's no temperature control. That was one thing that I liked about using like a regular blow dryer, was that my one dog with really short fur, he looks like really pitiful when you're giving him a bath because he's cold and he's shivering. So there is not like a temperature control thing on here. I do feel like the longer it's running, it does heat up a little bit, but it's definitely not like you can turn up the heat if you wanted to. Now, the other downside to this is that it's a little bit loud. Okay, now that might not affect every dog, but there's definitely some dogs out there that don't like vacuums and blow dryers and things like that. Now, even though this has two settings, like a really powerful one and one that's just a little bit softer, in a perfect world, I wish there was a third setting that was just a little bit softer and quieter, because I might end up doing a video down the road to teach how to introduce this to dogs that are a little bit nervous about it. But without going into a whole bunch of depth, it would be a little easier to introduce this to a fearful dog if we could start it a little bit less intense and kind of work our way up to full intensity. But luckily, most of my dogs don't really have a problem with any of that, but it is something to be aware of. Now, I looked through some reviews online just out of curiosity to see what other people thought about this. And I did see one or two people complaining that there was like a black material or like junk that was coming out of it when they were blow drying. I've never experienced anything like that before. But again, if you get this through Amazon, you'll have your 30-day, prime return or replacement. And I do think they come with a 1-year warranty. Now, like I said, me personally, I've had this thing for 7 or 8 years and I haven't had any real issues with it. So why don't we jump over to me blow drying my Shepherd Husky mix Forrest so I can show you guys what it looks like in action, and then we'll probably wrap up the video from there. I'm not sure how well this is going to pick up on the microphone on the phone, but I just want you guys to get a sense of how loud this is. So I'm going to switch between the two settings. We're going to start with the louder setting, which is more powerful, and then we're going to switch it down to the less powerful one that's a little quieter. All right, bath time.